My mother demands that I let her move into my house after she picked her boyfriend over her own son 15 years ago. Mom's boyfriend stood in our kitchen that night and told her, "It's me or the kid. I'm not raising someone else's brat." She picked him. I thought I'd never recover from that betrayal, but I built something real without her. Life wasn't just about surviving anymore. It was about creating the family I never had. When I met Josie at 24, she was working as a pediatric nurse at the clinic where I went for a work injury. We talked for 2 hours in the waiting room. By the time the doctor called me, I'd forgotten why I was there. For 3 years, it was us figuring everything out together. She taught me what normal families look like, how to trust someone, how to stop flinching when people raised their voices. Her parents never questioned why mine weren't around. I was 27 and finally understood what unconditional love meant. Mom didn't even know I was engaged, didn't call on my wedding day, nothing. I spent the next 5 years building our life. Our twin girls were born when I was 29. Twins weren't planned, but we adjusted. Josie quit working nights to be home more. I took every overtime shift available. We bought a 3-bedroom house in a school district with good ratings. Mom never called once in 15 years. Not on birthdays, not when the twins were born, nothing. I sent her one birth announcement to her work address. She didn't respond. When the girls turned 2, I didn't even bother anymore. Then last month, out of nowhere, Mom appears at my company headquarters. Security didn't recognize her and called me down. She stood in the lobby looking destroyed, makeup smeared, hair greasy, wearing a stained sweatshirt. Owen, the boyfriend she chose, had traded her in. Found himself a 23-year-old bartender. Kicked Mom out with nothing. The house was his. The car was his. The bank accounts were his. 15 years she'd been his kept woman and had nothing to show for it. "I need help," she said, just like that. Like 15 years hadn't passed. Like she hadn't thrown her teenage son onto the street. I told her we could talk later. Big mistake. She found my cell number online and started bombing me with texts. Dozens per day. Pictures of homeless shelters saying she couldn't stay there. Messages about being my mother. Reminders that she gave birth to me. Accusations that I was being cruel. Then she started showing up places. My office parking lot. The coffee shop I go to. Even showed up at our daughter's daycare, though security stopped her. The daycare director called me, concerned. A disheveled woman claiming to be the girl's grandmother was trying to see them. Josie lost it when she heard. Screamed for 20 minutes straight. The girls hid under their beds. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Started drinking scotch just to stop my hands from shaking. Every text from Mom triggered memories of that night. The confusion, the desperation, the abandonment. After 2 weeks of harassment, I'd reached my limit. I called my attorney and filed for a restraining order. Then I called my brother-in-law, who's built like a linebacker, and asked him to come with me to end this permanently. We drove 3 hours to the apartment complex where Mom was apparently crashing with some friend. He waited in the truck. The place was a dump. Broken windows, graffiti, dealers on the corner. I knocked on her door. Mom answered, looking worse than before. Same stained sweatshirt, hair matted. She smelled like she hadn't showered in days. Behind her, I could see a mattress on the floor. Empty bottles everywhere. "You came," she said, reaching for me. I stepped back and handed her the restraining order. "You contact me again, you go to jail." Her face crumbled, started wailing about mistakes and forgiveness and second chances. Where was my second chance? I asked. When I was 17 and scared and alone? She tried explaining. Owen was controlling. Owen threatened her. Owen managed all the money. Owen made her choose. "You were the adult," I said. "I was the kid, your kid, and you picked him." She dropped to her knees, actually grabbed my legs, begging, sobbing, snot running down her face. "You want to know something?" I said. "Owen did me a favor. You would have ruined my life if you'd kept me. Instead, I built something. I have a real family now. A wife who'd never abandon our girls. Parents who actually show up." Mom was hyperventilating, gasping about being sorry, about loving me, about needing her baby. "Your baby is dead," I told her. "You killed him 15 years ago when you changed those locks."